guys, this is Dormouse03, continuing Dead Space 3 Classic Mode, and this is Chapter 9. Or it's gonna be, as soon as we get finished talking to this guy. I was briefly mentioning in, I believe it was Chapter 7, that they really don't do a fantastic job of characterization here, because like this dude, who is this guy? He's like one of the random scientists and you're supposed to care that he's dying. I don't know. It just, none of the characters are really that impressive. And even like Carver, who's supposed to be your buddy for the co-op, is not, at least on the single player, he's not that nice of a fella. It doesn't seem. So anyway, we have the opportunity to go to the workbench here, and I don't think that I need to do anything at the workbench. I don't think I picked up any weapon circuits that are very good, and I've got plenty of stuff. So this chapter is filled with one of the new enemies that that they've introduced in this game, and I say they're new, they're sort of new. But they're basically the replacements for the pack from Dead Space 2, and they are so much worse than the pack. Just so much worse. Especially when you get the elite versions of them that are, you know, the black, slimy looking ones, because they're just difficult to kill. And there's going to be a part in this section that is probably going to go kind of rough for me, especially with this plasma cutter. But I do have the force gun, and I'm really going to try using that as much as it is useful. In the sections coming up. And look, you can see the suit kiosk over there that you want to get to, but you can't get to it yet. And it makes me want to just wish that Isaac Clarke was Gordon Freeman and had a crowbar and could just pry this open. So here is the feeder, and what I'm going to attempt to do in this section is skip as many of these little guys as possible, because they are really a nuisance. They are annoying. They get all over you. They take away your health. And there are a million of them. So they're in this room, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay crouched. I'm going to try to stay in the shadows here, and I can't see anything right now, which is great. I wonder if the brightness on my screen somehow got messed up. I really want that stuff, and I'm gonna risk it. So I'm gonna try to move through these rooms. There is a lot of loot and stuff in these rooms, but right now I really just don't care. Couldn't be bothered. So, and if you do that just exactly like I did just there, you will get an achievement, but I already have it, so I didn't get it again. and that will be for sneaking through there without alerting any of the feeders. And I would suggest you do that on any of these modes that are a little more difficult, because I don't know, I don't care to mess with them. Now here's a puzzle that's kind of similar to the puzzles that you'll be doing for a good bit of this game, but it's you know, matching your ability to match up, stop grabbing the wrong one, these things to make sure that the center is highlighted. And then it is. And now this thing, it starts churning. It's the piston pumps something, and a little feeder will come out, and usually he gets killed by that, but sometimes he doesn't, and so I just force gunned him back into it, just to be safe. But this area, it's not too bad. You're using stasis a good bit on the pistons, and it is really dark. I'm gonna have to see about my brightness settings, because I can't handle not being able to see what I'm doing. I get the sort of atmospheric nature of it. Oh dear, that was too late. But I think that will be okay. Swooping in here, and again, you're gonna be switching up these little spinny bars. And I remembered that I needed to turn the one on top first. So, yeah, this next section, there are a lot of the little dudes, and I'm gonna check my brightness right now. I might cut this out. Yeah, it should have been on this brightness, but it wasn't. And so now I can see a whole lot better than I could before. So as soon as you push this button, there are going to be all kinds of feeders coming at you. And it's not the best. So I'm gonna this just does no damage. Yep. Right. So as soon as you push this button, there are going to be a ton of the little feeders that come out, and this is probably going to be real rough. It might take me a few times before I get this, because there are just a lot of them, and I don't feel like I have the tools to really deal with them. So whenever I get a second, I'm going to reload. I don't think that's all of them. I remember there just being a shitload. Go up tentatively. Collect some of the stuff. Maybe? Maybe that was all of them. Hey, hey, hey. So the plasma cutter seems to work pretty well on them, actually. Much, much better than I thought. The force gun was kind of shit. Because it just doesn't kill them. It doesn't kill them, and the alternate fire on it, I don't know what that does, but it seems to do nothing. Just really seems to do nothing for me, so... alright then, we are going to continue on. Stasis that piston and continue running through. And that little section there, I do like sort of standing in the middle because I'm able to adjust my aim pretty quickly in between them. But there are a lot of those little feeders, and they're unpleasant little guys. And I thought that the force gun would really work a lot better than it does, but there's just no damage on it. And if you're relying on it to keep them off of you without being able to switch really quickly to your other weapon, it works really, really well when you have a force gun with something on top of it that you can use to kill the things, but not so much when you're having to switch back and forth, or at least it didn't work out very well then for me. So, alright, so we've got... That's a key that can get you into that little building that we saw at the end of Chapter 8. But, as I've said before, during this, I'm not going to be doing any of those. And I think there may be some stuff that comes out right here. Yeah. Maybe some more little pack guys. Although I'm not quite sure where they are. I don't know if they're really sure where they are. I thought there was a vent or something here that they fell off of, but I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing them, but I'm hearing the music. And I don't want to go into the suit kiosk until they show up, because I've been in the suit kiosk before and getting pummeled from behind because... But I'm going to risk it. As soon as I go into this, they're going to be on me. I'm sure. And so now we're going to change to the Arctic survival suit. I don't know where they are. I really don't. I really, really just don't know. I've had moments where there was nothing in this room, and then I've had other times when I was here and they were hitting me from behind while I was at the suit kiosk, and where they appeared in this room. So I really just don't know where they are. Maybe they come out now that you've got your suit. Finally, you can use your locator again. So confused. But I'm not going to sit here and wait 15 hours for them. So, whatever, dudes. You can just stay. In that place. So we're back out now into this area with this poor guy who's dead. Just gonna quickly check the state of all my stuff at the workbench here. Because I know when I go out of this area, there's a... Man, I have so many little health packs, which I'm happy for, because there are some tricky bits coming up here soon. As soon as you leave this, what am I doing? As soon as you leave here, there's gonna be like 3 or 4 of the slasher dudes that pop out. And, it's a really bad checkpoint here. It is a really bad checkpoint. Because if you get killed, it spawns you in front of the door. You can't go back through the door because you don't have time. And, they're all sort of coming at you at once. Come on, guys. Where are you? Where did you go? Aw, really? Oh, really? Come on. You might get to see the bad checkpoint, because I have not done this super well. God, how close to death was I there? I really don't like that spot. But going back through the door I tried that. I haven't done that before. To like sort of go back through the door and confuse them. And what ended up happening was I didn't know where they went. And they sort of all went over to that left side and screwed me. A little bit of unpleasantness. So there is some stuff over there that you can get, but there's also a bunch of unpleasant bad guys, and so I'm not gonna worry about it. I am, however, gonna throw down a bot somewhere, because I have 2 of them now, and while if it's not on one of those caches where the thing is pinging and the circle is lighting up, it doesn't give you as many resources, but it does give you some, and it gives you some of those ration seals that you can use to get some of your resource caches. So I should have been using them more than I have been. To just get you as many of those resources as you can, because the more stuff that you have, the better things are gonna go. Pretty much. We now don't have to worry about freezing to death, so that's good. And we now have our little locator again, so that we can see where we're going. I forgot about that dude. Thanks for mutating. I appreciate it. Did it die? Nope. No, it did not. Now, you see why I wanted all those little med packs. Because you can't see really well here. And there are a fair number of these axe guys. And it can just turn into such an unpleasant situation. There's a cache of stuff there that I'm going to do my best to just kinesis all of them. Because I think if you go too far into this room, some necromorphs might pop out of the snow. Some more daisies. And they might not, but I'm not going to risk it, because I don't want to lose any more health than I've already lost. So I'm going to break up this chapter here, guys, and I will see you in the next part to continue chapter 9. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.